glary. Oh, keep my hand up. G'day everyone, Rach here from Rara's Realm. Welcome to this week's instalment of my stitchy bonkersness, if that's a word. I'm trying to figure out the light without having the overhead light on, and as you can see, we've now got issues. I need to figure out the lighting. I need to do something professional like. Anyway, it's overcast here this morning. It's meant to get up into the 30s today, so I thought I would get this done early before I get all hot and bothered and unimpressed with life. Okay, we'll just make the most of it. I apologise for being bright white. Right, so this is the time of the month where we review the past week and we choose the projects for the next 2 weeks. So I will show you what I have done since I filmed last week. I did not have a good stitching week. I missed 3 of the 7 days, so that meant 3 of the projects only got 1 day of 2. It's just the way cookie crumbles. I'm not going to stress about it. I know this year is going to be snail's pace, and so be it. I just like to welcome those that have subscribed in the last week. I'm seeing my numbers just slowly crawling up, so welcome to the madness. Right, so last Monday was the 2nd day of Hawk Run Hollow, and I did not end up stitching anymore, so I'm not going to show it again. It hasn't done anything since I showed it to you last Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday was a new start, and I had chosen to start Marjorie Macy's, what I'm calling Quaker Street, but it's generally referred to by the reference number, which is the number at the bottom there. So I got a little bit panicky about my fabric for this. Where to put all this stuff. So what I've actually done, because I use the sewing method to stitch, I feel like I need to just keep holding something up there. The light's not good. We'll make it short and sweet. Because I was a bit concerned of the size of the fabric, and because I use the sewing method, I have actually started right to left, so that I could sew easily, and I have done literally the top 3 lines to make sure that I've got enough fabric, and I didn't get very far, partly because I had to keep looking at the chart all the time to make sure there were no deviations. It looked like it followed the same pattern. If I keep my hand there, it's alright. So like I do 3 sort of columns as I do them. I do sort of 4 or 5 stitch columns, and then I move to the next column and I move along. There was one spot where it changed alignment, so I had to then make sure that I wasn't mucking up the rest of it, so it was slow going. So what I've got here is a page, and the last page, now let me get it orientated right. So that needle back is the last page, and then this is page 3, no, page 5, and then there's page 3 and page 1 over here. I've just folded the fabric up. So not a lot to show, but you can see the little peaks, if you like, and those needles are to help me count, basically. So I'm at the end of a page, and when I start again, before I start to stitch, I will recount this and make sure I've got that right, and then I'll move the needles along and move over. If I hold the whole thing out, and we're upside down now, upside down. Too early on a Monday morning. So you can see I've got plenty of fabric. I haven't got enough hands, but I took it to Stitchy Group and Showgirls, and we worked out that distance is 1 page, and we worked out that the other 2 pages will fit in quite comfortably. So that is Quaker Street. Presidential blue on raw linen. Then, oh great, the kids are going to be out. Hopefully they won't notice what I'm doing. Then it was to be Joy for 2 days, Country Cottage Needleworks Joy. I only did it on one day. When I showed this to you last, it won't have been, I don't know, whenever, it's bonkers. The last time I showed it to you, I had started up here and had got the second bauble done and just come down a little bit below. So on the one afternoon I did put some stitches in. I got the first bauble in and I have realised I have made a mistake. I'm umming and ahhing about whether I leave it. The height wise is not the mistake, it's the width. So it doesn't really impact anything. So I'm kind of thinking I can leave it, but I'll look at it again when I next pick this out of the bag and decide if I'm stitching it again. Let's bring my hand back up. Oh, good, look. Anyway, so, and then the last project for the weekend, the last project of the fortnight, which was done Saturday, Sunday, is Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. And I didn't stitch on Saturday at all, so I only stitched for a couple of hours at Stitchy Group yesterday. And I'm working in this square here, and I don't actually have a heap to do. If I could just sit down and do it. But I got the house finished yesterday, so I filled in all the windows and the doors. So what's left now is to bring the border of the block down, and I actually think there's only grass below. I don't think there's anything else. I've got the fence and the chimney, and that reminds me, I've also got the chimney on the, where are we, sorry, that side. I didn't do the chimney in that block either, so I need to go back and do that. And once I get that done, then I've completed the top half of this. If only I could just pull my finger out and stitch when I don't feel like it. Anyway, so that is all I've worked on. I've got a little bit of haul. I had to get some more needles with all these new starts. I needed new needles, so I went into one of our independent craft stores here in the Big Smoke. I'm in a small town, but I am in town on a regular basis to take my mother to appointments. Oh yeah, hi, hands. And I found a little Prairie Schooler. They had two, but I didn't particularly like the other one. I think this is, say, 2006 Santa. But I quite liked him with his sewing machine and his stocking. So I picked him up. And I also picked up, this is the Stony Creek Cross Stitch Collection Annual Gift Issue, Autumn 2018. Now, to be fair, there is probably a lot of stuff that I won't touch, but there were a few things I quite like, the two trucks that are there. And there are elements of other charts that I quite liked that I could perhaps pull into an ornament. So, yeah, and it was $13, which is not much in New Zealand really. So we'll just sit nonchalantly while the kids go back up the drive. Good. And then I got my thread club, which I'll pull out in a moment, but I also ordered from Sam 2 Plum Streets. So I've got Buzz Off, which I like. I quite often say Buzz Off. And I've got Eat Crow, again, which I like. I quite like the idea of maybe looking to put the two of them together. It's probably possible. Did I see a stitch count somewhere? Not without looking forever. It's not, oh, it's up there. 137 by 148, 140 by 149, thereabouts. And my threads, so we're back starting the new year with the thread club. Crinkle, crinkle, I haven't even taken them out since I got them. So this is the weeks. What have we got? Aqua, Autumn Leaves and Artichoke, and they're all very variegated. there. I don't know how well you can see them. Nice colours. I like the green, the artichoke. Don't like artichokes, but I like the green. And the Gentle Arts ones, we have got apple cider, apricot blush, and autumn leaves. I wonder if I need autumn leaves for something. I've probably already got it. So those are those. I'm sorry the light is not actually contributing very well. But they're nice burnty colours. Actually, what is this middle one? That's got a very nice pink in it. Apricot blush, that's very pretty. Very pretty. I don't know if you can see the pink in that at all. Very nice. Okay, so those can get filed away. She always sends a nice spotty bag. I really like those, Sam. I don't know where you get them from, but I do like them. I keep them. Right, it's time. That time of the fortnight. Get a working pen. Get the Sanders hat full of balls. I'm adding in ball 3, so that's for the last new start, which was Quaker Street. So put it in. I'm doing a really good. I feel like I need a bigger space actually. I don't think they're getting jumbled around enough. So I'm probably going to have to review that. Okay, let's see what we get to work on today. Let's have that one. The anticipation. Number 2. Number 2, I think, is Sophia. It is. Woohoo! Right, so Sophia. So that can stay out. Cool. She was very popular at Stitchy Group yesterday with her lovely doubloon fabric. Right, next ball out. FFO, another small. Okay. We can do it. We've done it once before. We can do it again. I might have to ban that ball. Okay, what have we got? Oh, okay. Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. So we can make up for lost time. So that can go back in because I can choose that up to 3 times per fortnight. Let's jingle around. I am jingling. Yay! Garden Club series. I haven't seen this one since last year. And again, because it's a big one, I can pick it up to 3 times. I was thinking the only balls I haven't pulled out as far as I can think is Lucy Calcutt, the sampler, Garden Club series, Project Bag, and the one I added last time, which was closest to finish. Okay. Hawk Run Hollow. Good, because that only got 1 day last time as well. FP, focus piece. Okay, so what I have done with my big projects, Orchard Valley Quilting Bee, Hawk Run Hollow, Garden Club Series Lucy, and Santa's Village, and eventually the Haid when I get it fully kitted, and we'll come back to that in a minute, is each month, I've allocated them a month, so if I pull focus piece out, I get to work on one of those projects. So the focus piece this month is actually Orchard Valley Quilting Bee. Okay, right, let's see what the last ball is. Prairie Schooler. Okay, so I get to work on my little Prairie Schooler. No new starts this time. Put those away. Okay, so quick recap then. Stay. So today and tomorrow I will work on Sophia. Then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I will finish another small, so I could finish the one that I showed you last week, or I've got other ones I can work on as well. And then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I keep meaning to write the names of the days next to the numbers so that I can remember what days. So it will be Friday, Saturday will be Orchard Valley Quilting Bee, then Sunday, Monday Garden Club series, and I'm very much close to finishing part 3, so I should get that done on one day and then start part 4 the next day. Number 5, Tuesday, Wednesday next week will be Hawk Run Hollow, followed by another 2 days on Orchard Valley Quilting Bee, and lastly, the last weekend will be a Prairie Schooler. Okay, I feel quite good about that. I was getting a little anxious with all the new starts, but I know that's how I've set it up, so I'm okay, really. I'm mad. My Haid, I'm slowly kitting up. I've got 2.5 pages worth of DMC to collect, and I have only just gone on to page 2. So I can't afford to buy all the DMC in one go, so I am just working away at it every couple of weeks, getting a big handful, and you know, it'll start when I've got everything to get together. One of the ladies at Stitchy Group, hi Jill, make sure you say hello now, has started a Haid, and she got the Easy Grid fabric from an online store that's actually located in the same town I live in. So I'm going to make contact with that lady and try and get my Easy Grid fabric from her, and then I can just go pick it up. I don't have to worry about postage. I know it's not available in the local, I mentioned before we have a quilter shop, it's not available in there, the Easy Grid. I didn't have time to look in the independent store because I had my mother in the car, and I don't like to leave her in the car for too long. She hasn't wandered yet, and I do not want there to be a first time. So I think I will just make contact with the local lady and get my Easy Grid fabric from her, so that as soon as I've got the DMC, I can start looking to begin. I might also, I'll look into this actually, brain is working as I speak, which is not always the case, is actually have a look at the first couple of squares and see if I've actually got all the DMC for that, because I could then get the fabric and at least make a start while I continue kitting up the threads. Something to think about. What else have I got to share? The only other thing, for those of you that like samplers, that like Hands Across the Sea, Nicola has revealed the 4 charts. Sorry, I'm going to just keep doing this. Nicola has revealed the 4 charts that she's releasing for Nashville, or market, in just over a month, I guess it is. 2 of them for me are beautiful, and I will definitely be getting them. The other 2 I probably won't get. There is a Hands Across the Sea YouTube channel, and Nicola reveals them on that channel. She only put it up in the last 48 hours, I'd say. So if you like samplers, if you like Hands Across the Sea, go check out her video and have a little look. Otherwise, I think that's me. I shall now go and I'll get Sophia out and give her a good couple of days of work. And I will catch you next week for a mid-fortnight roundup. Yeah, that's it. Keep the hand. I will. I just didn't really want to have the overhead light on, to be honest. But I think I'm probably going to have to accept when it's a bit gloomy. Also, it's earlier in the day. Normally, by the time I film, the sun has come round a bit. I'm on the west side of the house. The sun's over there at the moment. Normally, it's more around here, which brightens up this area. So anyway, you see my hand. I needed to have a little thing on here, didn't I? Anyway, I'm waffling as per usual. Right, I shall go watch this back and get it up, and I will get on with Sophia. See you later. Bye.